Probably the number one thing people need to improve their hip mobility, and this is going to sound controversial, but is actually to start by working on the quads. Christopher Sommer, who is a gymnastic strength coach extraordinaire, has pointed out that in terms of stretching, many people think the hip flexor is the real problem, but if your quad is in the way, then your hip flexor stretching isn't going to do a whole lot of good. In other words, the quad is kind of like the gatekeeper. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus first and foremost on the quads. And I'm going to show you 3 different levels, from basic, intermediate to advanced, to stretch them out so that we can then work on the hip flexors and then other parts of the hip so that you can restore good mobility. Now, first things first, I'm going to start off with standing quad stretch. And this is something you've probably already seen. But number one, you want some stability. So hold on to something like a wall, just like this. Could be doorknob, whatever. But make sure you're stable. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your foot. Nothing new here. Now, in this position, some people will make the mistake of letting this knee come forward. You don't want to do that. You want your knee to be in line with your other knee. So it's as if, if you were to just put your foot down, you would be standing straight on the ground. So that's what we're after, okay? That's number one. Now, number two, when you're in this position, what you want to do is, you see my toes are kind of pointed back and up a little bit. You want to try to point them down toward the ground. Now, I don't quite know why, but this really helps to stretch out the quad, and it's very simple, very quick to do. Obviously, you can do it on both sides relatively easily, just like so. Get into position and then point down. Again, don't let your knee come forward. Make sure that it stays in line with the other knee. And you can do it for reps too. You can simply go back and forth. Creates a lot of nice mobility in the knee. I'm sorry, not in the knee, but in the quads where you did not have it before. Now, the next thing is we're going to kick it up a notch. So this is a bit more intermediate. Now, I'm going to use this. You probably want to use something a little bit more stable, but if all you have is a broomstick, this will do the trick. So what you want to do is you want to put your knee up against something. Like I'm going to put it up against a door here. You don't want it to be too far in front of you. This is going to be similar to the hip flexor stretch we'll do momentarily, but what we're after is a deeper stretch than what we had before. So you want to get down kind of in this rocking position, all right? And using whatever you can, whatever you need to get you back up, you want to get into this position. So you're going to be kind of kneeling. Now, the important part here is you don't want this hip to be piked. You want it to be extended right here, okay? And then with this foot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push it into the door, like I'm trying to push the door down. And this is purely for stability. Now, I prefer to do this near a wall like this so that I can use this for some stability right here, right? But a little extra in the form of a broom handle is not going to hurt. So I'm going to push and then relax. I'm pushing hard and then I relax, okay? Same thing would, of course, go with the other side. Now, the final one is going to be trying to get yourself all the way over here. So you're not leaning anymore, but rather you're directly upright. So foot goes here. Get into position here, again, using whatever stability I need. And I'm going to get myself all the way into this position. As I'm doing it, I'm trying to tuck my tail under. So I'm not pointing my butt back to reduce the stretch. I'm trying to tuck the tail under to increase the stretch, just like so. You're going to hold that for however long you need, and then come out of it slowly and safely by leaning forward, moving the leg to the side, and standing up.